not bad.
I killed people. Oh, there's a trap. Hey, could you come over to me?
Thank you. Finally did something. No offense.
3, 2, 1. Okay, bye.
There's a time I got caught when I was like 5 watching porn.
Alright, from here it gets really weird, so get your popcorn.
I was like 5 or something, and we just moved from LA to San Francisco because my dad works in San Francisco and he like still does. But like okay, so we have like a PC, like a desktop that my brother and I would always like fight over. And like my dad had like a few laptops like he never used for work or anything, like just like old ones or whatever. So my dad was like, oh well, for your birthday I could give you one of them since you and your brother always fight and your brother could always go on the PC and you could go on the computer on the laptop. And then I was like, oh my god, yes, whatever, right? Mind you, I was like in first grade, so I was just on there. I was playing like, you know those games that you would play like where you undress them and then like you dress them and then you go to a party and then you like dress their friends, and then basically like episode before it was popular.
No.
And then like I would always play Candy Crush and etc. Like those were the popping games. Oh, and Fireboy Water Girl, I would play with myself. That was just awesome. Basically, like one day I was just on it and both my parents were at work and like my auntie was watching us or whatever. And then I was like in my own room, my brother was like in the living room or whatever. And then like this random ad just popped up.
For porn?
Right? No. Okay, first I was like, okay, so on the TV, there was like a condom ad, and then I didn't know what it was. And like my dad taught me like, oh, if you ever need to know anything, just search it up. You know, like my dad wanted me to be smart, obviously, right? I searched up condom, and then it was like for sexual intercourse or something. And then like honestly, now thinking about it, I was like a really smart kid. I copied that shit and like pasted it, and then I googled it, and then I just saw like a naked lady, and then I thought I was in trouble. Like I used to think that my mom was watching me through like the camera lens, so I just closed off, and like you know how there's like viruses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the laptop got a virus or something, and then like ads kept popping up every time I would go on Google or something. Like at the sidebar, there would always be like ads like, "Oh, Kylie is 2 miles away from you, a widow ready to fuck." Okay, so there was like a random ad. It was like I don't know what it was. I don't really remember what it was, but I know I clicked on like a random ad just out of curiosity, and then it took me to like a porn page, and then it was something about like doctors or something, like foreplay or whatever, and then it was like foreplay or something like that, and then I was just like it was just playing, and then it was like really loud, and then like I was watching it with headphones. Like it wasn't just like full on anything at first. It was just like a regular visit to the doctors, and then it got weird.
It got kinky.
Yeah, and then I was like, whoa there, and then I was just like, I don't know what the heck
Whoa
happened.
there.
I just like blanked out, and I was just like surfing the website like all like for like 2 whole hours. I was like, whoa, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? Why does it look like that? What is that? Oh my god, look at that. And this is when I made the mistake. Okay, so my mom came home,
Oh
and
no.
she's like, oh look, oh guys, dinner's ready, whatever, we're going out, right? Like whatever. And I just like
Dinner's ready, we're going out.
I just crossed the website, whatever, shut down the computer. What was the mistake?
What was it?
The history!
Oh no.
So like the next day I went on it again just to like, okay, a 7-year-old kid is like obviously curious. So I was like, oh shit, what is that? Oh my god, why is it like that? Why does it look like that? Why is she putting it in her mouth? Why is he doing that? Right? And then I just like crossed it out, whatever. I was like, oh my god, I'm so slick. What the heck? My parents will never know, whatever. Like a week passed, and my dad like I think like his laptop broke or something, and like he really needed to like use the laptop for work, and like it was like a day before he had to go to work. Like evening, we were all at dinner, and then he was like looking at the laptop, and then he was like, "Oh, let's see." No, like he was like going through the history because like he forgot the name of some website or something that he uses for like editing and like graphing or whatever. So while he went on the history to look for that, he was like, he was so shook. Like he was like, "Wait, Randeep, come here. What is this?" And then I was like, "Fuck." Like I just started freaking crying. Like my mom was there too, and then my mom was like, "Oh, so this is what you use the computer for?" And I was like, "No, mom, I really didn't mean anything. This wasn't me. Oh my god, please believe me." And then she was like, "Okay, so how did it happen?" She was like, "Oh," so now you're saying it was your brother?" And I was like, "No, no, 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 that's not what I'm saying." He was on like he would always be on the PC playing like those ABC games, like which color is blue? Oh, that's right. Like so obviously it's not believable. And then I was like, no, no, no. One day the ad just popped up and it wouldn't go away, and the computer itself just went on it and it just stayed on it for an hour, and I just had to like watch it. No, like I really didn't. It wasn't me, mom. Like it just did that, and I thought I would be in trouble, so I didn't tell you that something was wrong with the computer. And then she was like, "Okay, but like, why did you click on the ad?" And I was like, "I didn't. It just popped up." And then like afterwards, my mom obviously knew that's not what happened. She pulled me aside. Like my dad was like, "Okay, whatever, right? I'm letting this go." So my mom pulls me aside, and then she was like, "Oh, let's go into the kitchen. Show me one of those recipes you wanted me to try out." She pulls up the porn site. He's like, "So how did you actually find out about this?" So obviously I fucking lied. I was gonna be like, "Oh, I saw a condom ad and I wanted to search it up." And then like
To
if
be
the
honest,
condom ad was, like,
you would have said that like if it was like you today.
yeah, obviously, like I'm more chill with my parents now. Like you can understand like a 6-year-old kid's scared, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
like the ad was very vivid, and I'm not like obviously a 6-year-old isn't supposed to see that in the first place. But I lied. I was like, "Oh, a girl at school showed it to me," and yeah. My mom was like, "Who was it? I need to talk to her parents immediately. I need to talk to the teacher. She is in big trouble, Missy. You should not be having friends like this." And then she was like, "What's her name?" And I was like,
She doesn't go to the school anymore.
"No, no, 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 no. Oh shit, that's gonna come into part afterwards."
Oh
Okay.
no.
So in the class, there were like 3, 4 classes, like first grade, and then I was like, there were like 3 girls named Nancy. I remember this. Okay. So I was like, it was Nancy, and then like my mom obviously didn't know there were like 3 of them. And then my mom the next day, like we would like walk to school because it was like a block away, like in San Francisco, like everything's so close by. So like when she was dropping me off, she talked to the teacher. She was like, "Oh, apparently a girl named Nancy in one of the classes showed my daughter, whisper, whisper, sex and porn." And then the teacher was obviously shooketh. She was like, what? Oh, I hate myself. Why didn't I just tell her I saw a condom ad? Gosh.
That would have been way easier, and like you wouldn't have thrown anybody under the bus. Just like, yeah,
Nancy. Oh my god. Okay. So the teacher obviously is like, "Okay, you could go. I'll talk to them, whatever, right?" And then the teacher pulls me aside. She was like, "Which Nancy?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's in 5th grade." A little first grader being shown porn by a 5th grader named Nancy.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know any
Randeep.
5th graders, and I'm pretty sure there wasn't a 5th grade Nancy. Since I didn't know any 5th graders, I just assumed the teacher didn't know any 5th graders. So, the teacher was like, "Oh, there's no 5th graders there's no 5th graders named Nancy, Randy. What is going on? Just tell me." And then I was like, "No, she moved last week. I'm telling you." Yeah, the Matrix happened. That's why you don't remember her. Obviously not. Okay. So like the teacher and then afterwards she was like, "No, I'm pretty sure there's no one." And I was like, "Oh, then she probably lied to me about her name."
Very, very smart. Jesus.
Okay, afterwards, that teacher took me to the 5th grade classes.
Oh no.
Because she asked me, well, if you saw what she looked like, could you identify her? Okay, I was in that class, little fucking 6th grade, 1st grade me, 6-year-old, just scared. They were all so tall, and then I looked around, and obviously I didn't know any of them, and no fucking Nancy to begin with. And I was like, oh, I don't see anyone. She's probably hiding from me. Because, like, everyone was just, like, sitting down, and I was just in the corner, like, none of the kids knew what was going on. But then that teacher made the kids line up.
Oh my god.
She made them go outside, go in a line, and each one had to enter in one by one. And I had to look at them and say yes or no.
Jeez.
Okay, guess what my butt did?
What?
So, oh my god, I hate myself for this. I just denied it. I just, like, started crying. That was the only way I was gonna get out. There were still, like, 10 kids left.
Oh. Jesus Christ, how
And
did
then,
you
like, I wouldn't stop crying, and I just had a meltdown there.
how did you
And then-
dig a hole that deep?
I know. I could have just said it was the condom added, but no, my dumbass didn't. Okay, so like they sent, like, it was the end of the day anyways. I got home, whatever. My mom, like, forgot about it. My dad was, like, mad at me for like 2 whole days, and then I just started talking to him, and it was like, whatever, right? Like, and then every day I went to school, the teacher freaking, like, already knew it was a lie, right? Like, 6-year-old cannot lie well, obviously. So every day the teacher would be like, oh, so did you see that, Nancy? And then, like, in the middle of class, I would just be like, no, miss, I don't think she's here today. What the fuck, Randy? And then, like, a week later, we bought a house in Hercules, so, yeah. And I never got to use that laptop again.
But now you have a phone.
So, yeah. You know why my parents didn't get me, like, a phone till, like, 6th grade? No, like, till 7th grade. It was, like, late than everybody else.
Was that why?
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm pretty sure they didn't trust me at all. And I'm pretty sure they knew the whole Nancy lie too, and the teacher probably talked to them or whatever.